Hey, welcome back, guys. Franklin and the crew really have a situation on their hands now, following the tragic events of 404. We're gonna jump right into this thing, as well as provide insight and analysis throughout. Before we begin, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and bell notification to immediately receive these videos. Also, big thank you to all of my channel donors. If you'd like to be the next one, drop $1 on that Cash App for us. Lastly, a spoiler alert is now in effect for all things Snowfall. Here we go. WTF moment number 10. Scully strikes back. The episode opens up with Leon and his crew grabbing food at a burger joint. Scully spots them and initiates a drive-by shooting on the entire bunch, including innocent bystanders. Leon's collective are able to fire a few shots back, but Wanda ends up getting hit as a result of Scully's attack. WTF moment number 9. Leon and Fatback, PI. Leon and Fatback enlist the services of a private investigator to plot their revenge on Scully, spy on him, and study his whereabouts. This approach follows Franklin's warning to his old friend that direct retaliation is impossible due to the fortified nature of Scully's operation, something we got a glimpse of when Nix and his Inglewood cops conducted a stakeout on Franklin's behalf. WTF moment number 8. Close call. Leon's PI gets right to work, tracking down Scully and his gang at a taco spot. While gathering evidence of the group, he's shaken by what appears to be one of them noticing him. The investigator proceeds to shit bricks before realizing that the henchman was actually setting his sights on a woman walking near the PI's car. I don't want to even imagine what Scully would have done to him had he been discovered. WTF moment number 7. Operation Legitimacy. Franklin and Sissy meet with Paul Davis and discuss their budding business relationship and opportunities. They later have a heated exchange at their home, with Sissy pressing Franklin on an end date to his illegitimate leanings. Her concern is warranted, as Franklin did previously promise her an exit strategy and fully legitimate future, something she insists on sooner rather than later. Plus, the protracted gang war leaves no room for optimism for Franklin's drug operation. WTF moment number 6. Doubled footprints. Franklin meets with Reed post-confrontation with his mother and asks how much longer his hustler expertise will be needed. Reed assures his underling that there's no deadline in sight and that Franklin's patience will be necessary. However, Franklin comes up with an idea that could lessen his service time, broadening his reach and therefore making his mark in multiple outlets. WTF moment number 5. Road to Redemption. Wanda remains hospitalized following her gunshot wound courtesy of Scully and Leon's efforts to have her detoxed. Wanda is extremely apprehensive to this intensive care, fighting off the doctor's attempts at administering antidotes to the poison in her body. However, Leon admits that he's paid to keep her there and that she has his support so long as she remains. Then, Wanda begs for her former lover to stay with her overnight, to which he agrees. This scene provided further insight into Wanda's apparent recovery arc. WTF moment number 4. Expansion. Franklin holds a meeting with his fellowship and announces his plans for expansion. Jerome was extremely hesitant to the move, but Louis was all in, even providing Franklin with some connections to get the ball rolling. While Franklin's logic is understandable given his legitimate goals, this maneuver has disaster written all over it. It was birthed from desperation, and there's a graveyard full of aftermaths inspired by such a state. As the legendary Ghostman once stated in Power Season 1, we can't expand under fire. WTF moment number 3. End of the road. Lerp drops Franklin off following the expansion meeting and informs him that he's done working for his operation. Franklin is shell-shocked by the revelation and pleads with his bodyguard to stay, even promising him an increase in pay. However, Lerp admits that the extended bloodshed of his people in the streets is more than he can bear. Considering his previous wartime past, it's no surprise that he's uninterested in fighting another one. As the veteran stated, a man gotta draw a line somewhere. WTF moment number 2. I Dream of Marino. Irene is surprised by a gruff-looking Tony Marino, the former DEA agent who Irene has been hunting down for more answers regarding Franklin. Marino unveils that their investigation goes to the top of the food chain, implicating the CIA's role in not just Franklin's operation, but in bringing drugs into the U.S. as a whole. And WTF moment number 1. Bullets, tears, and the innocent. Leon and his crew conduct a stakeout near Scully's residence. hoping to catch the gang leader slipping. An ice cream man crossing the street halts a car in transit, which turns out to be Scully's men. When they notice Leon, the two warring sides begin blasting on each other. Leon then gets out of the car and ups the Uzi to finish the job. However, near the end of his rampage, he notices a woman in the back seat holding her now dead child. The woman turns out to be Khadijah, Scully's lady and Manboy's sister, meaning that he's killed a child related to both gangs. This was a major misstep by Leon and will either bring about a forced reunion with Franklin or certain demise by everyone else. We're in for a crazy finish with all this in mind. Some lingering thoughts before we end today's video. The title of this episode was Expansion, and it's a layered description given the events that played out. Yes, the expansion was literally attributed to Franklin's business ventures, both legitimate and illegal, but it also speaks to the expansion of stakes going into Wednesday's mid-season finale. Leon's murder of Scully's daughter and Manboy's niece has raised said stakes to a fever pitch. And Irene hit a major milestone in her investigation against Franklin, which could lead to grave danger for her in the episodes to come, something I'll be addressing in great detail soon. Snowfall is doing an excellent job of depicting the decimation caused by the drug use and violence of this era. When Scully hits Leon and his team in the opener, you can see the many bystanders being harmed as well, something that unfortunately happened all too often during this time. Wanda getting shot was indicative of this point as well. Also, Leon's retaliation against Scully further displays such devastation. Children were not off limits to stray bullets, and as grisly as that is to witness, it's a story that must be told if we're staying true to the era. Did you notice Franklin's body language with Paul Davis and the waiter during their business meeting? Franklin was discomforted by the waiter's presence and subservience to Davis. I believe he saw himself in the waiter, or really what he could have become had he chosen legitimacy over the underworld. Now that he's drenched in the latter, he despises those safe tendencies and everyone who exudes them. You could see it in his face while Davis was conversing with the waiter. Like, look at this sucker-ass nigga. Couldn't be me. He may wish it was him towards the end of all this. How are you feeling about Tanase at this point? She has begun a sexual relationship with Franklin, as well as secured a position in Louis' establishment. If she is indeed an op, she's certainly moving by the op playbook. Infiltration is everything. I actually had an exchange with the lovely Adriana Mitchell, who portrays Tanase on the show, via Instagram, and she assured me to keep watching. Maybe my mind will change in the realm of trusting her. Hopefully the distrust is just a misnomer, but we'll see. And lastly, no Melody sighting since the premiere. I wonder how she factors into Franklin's pending downfall later this season. And that'll do it for this one. What did you think of Expansion? Be sure to drop me your thoughts in the comments below. As always, I thank you for watching today's video. If you liked today's video, go ahead and drop $1 on that Cash App for us, hit the like button, share it with your friends who are fans of Snowfall, and subscribe for more content such as this. This is Rudy P. Magic of Rudy P. Magic Beats, and have a blessed one until the next one. Peace, y'all.